So that's going to be some of the changes you're going to see. First of all, before I get into anything else and go over what our COVID or changes with COVID measures are going to be, I want to introduce my staff. I want you to get to know who is involved with the Bfla. And let's talk about, first of all, you probably got emails or text messages from Cameron Schnack. Cameron is actually a part of, he is head of technical, director of technical operations here for the US franchise and also for Bermuda. Cameron will be dealing with all the financial, any concerns, any questions you may have, okay? He's also going to be working with myself in making sure the direction and the pathways for all the players, especially the ones who's over the age of 12 and 13, for their career pathways. Next, I want to introduce also Mr. Carl Roberts. Carl Roberts is actually going to be helping out and with operations. He'll be working on and focusing on the assessment for the coaches, the assessment for the players, making sure that the structure of the franchise stays intact and it is run with full integrity. So there'll be accountability measures. So what he's going to do, so you may see him at some fields, you may not. He will not be so much coaching, but he will get involved. He is a UEFA B licensed coach. My focus with Mr. Roberts is really kind of making sure that our accountability, our standards are on the same wavelengths as what we're doing for the rest of the franchises. Next, I want to introduce the main people involved is Nikita Dio Robertson. Not only a very good coach, she has a license, UEFA B license. She's going to be our technical director, which means is that she's going to be responsible for creating a curriculum that's going to be able to forecast what our players should be in the next 3 to 4 years. Also looking at opportunities for their growth, also career pathways, leadership development. So that's what you're going to see from her. She is going to be taking a little step back from doing a lot of coaching to more or less from not just the players, but also she's going to be doing a lot with the coaches, making sure that our coaches continue to development, but also making sure is that she's going to be able to evaluate all the players from the outside of the field. You will see her get involved in coaching. That's part of being a technical director, because she's going to have to get involved to make sure is that the standards stay high, okay? The next person is Laster Felicia. And Laster is actually, you'll see him a lot, okay? He'll be doing a lot of our Tuesday sessions. Laster is a professional player. Sorry, he was a professional player. Played for 12 to 14 years. Has been a pro coach. And now Laster's going to be coming on board with myself on my coaching staff with the Baltimore Blast. What we're going to see from Laster is that he's going to be dealing with the technical side of the players, a lot of the complexity areas, making sure that the players are not only having to understand what they're doing, relating what they're doing, but the biggest part is going to bring is making sure that they have a complex use of what they're doing on the field. So that's really a kind of a strong piece of our coaching staff. So, and now we got all our young coaches coming in, okay, from Akila, who was with the group last year. Okay, you got, Shayra, who was with the group last year as well. And then we got other coaches that's coming in that's going to be going through these coaching sessions, even our goalkeeper coaches. We also have some young coaches that's going to be coming back, that's going to college, coming back, even on their time, that's going to be supporting us through this process and this development. The other thing is that it is very important that I mention this young lady, because she's going to be doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and that is Natasha Doling. Natasha is going to be our manager. She's going to be working with managing all the teams, working with the parents, making sure we're hitting our standards. We're going through all our protocols, okay, and meeting all the needs that's required, okay, to be a franchise in Bermuda. You will see her a lot, and she will be around, and she's going to be our heavy hand. What she's also going to be doing is preparing and having, parent or team reps. So parent reps for those respective teams, which will help us support of our communication with every player, every parent, and every coach. So I just want to go over our staff. Now I want to give you an idea of just even a little bit of what our 4 pillars are, okay? And then after that, I want to go over the COVID measures. So in the Bfla, we have 4 pillars. One of the pillars has been leadership. The players will now this year, we didn't get a chance last year because we was cut off with the COVID, is going through some workshops, especially my older players, on leadership development, how their personality trait affects what they're doing. The second area is going to be their career development. They're going to be learning tools, survival tools. They're going to be learning different low engagement tools as far as, direction to what they want to do. Okay, building resumes, creating, soccer, YouTube channels for their branding for the ones that's looking for their college pathway. The other thing is our football. Okay, the football side of it, they're going to see this as well. That's what we develop, and this is why we have a heavy staff and a very qualified staff, okay, in our group. It's important that we able to kind of put together a curriculum based around the assessments of each player, so we can have some direction of where their growth is going to be and where we have to go. The last piece of our pillar is very important, and that is the culture area. What you see, parents, what my players see, what fans see, what they hear, and how they feel. This is where the branding sides to come in. We are going to be repetition, everything. So we're building a culture and a climate that's going to be repetitive. So you will see our players doing things over and over until we get it right. So attention to detail. You're going to see more marketing pieces coming up. We are going to do something awesome this year, is building a poster. We had it planned for last year, but we are going to do an empowerment poster that we wanted to go through the whole community. So when I'm down there from September the 5th to the 12th, on September the 11th is actually where we take those photos and headshots. It's so important that we get the culture right, because this is going to keep all our players emotionally and socially connected to the game. So I just want to share that with you. So I appreciate your time, and I want to now get into what the new norms will be with the COVID measures.